Well, do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. Hey, I'm Pastor Matt here with your Missionary Pathway Mission Insight. And this insight was actually something Andy Stanley said at a Catalyst conference. And I remember hearing this over a decade ago, and it has stuck with me ever since. At one point, I even had it printed on t-shirts that people around our church plant wore. Why was this so powerful? Well, I think it's so powerful because oftentimes a roadblock to us making an impact in the world or in people's lives is we see just how much need is out there, just how many problems are out there. Or we start to think, well, if I do it for one person, I can't do it for everyone, so we don't do anything at all. And I think that's the wrong move. See, what we have to remember is that Jesus called us to bring the kingdom of God into the world, to be a reflection of the love of Jesus that we have in our lives, in the world around us, to love our neighbor in a way that would allow them to see who Jesus is. Are you catching the point? If we do nothing, we can't do that, and we miss out on opportunities to be the blessing that God calls us to be in the community around us. So how can we do that? Because the reality is we are finite people. We have finite resources. We have finite time. And in fact, in today's day and age, it feels like we have less time than ever and less resources to do anything with. And so if we're focused on the whole problem, oftentimes we won't do anything. But instead of focusing on the whole problem, what if we took Andy's advice? And what if we did for one person or one issue what we wish we could do for everyone? That would give us a place to start that would allow us to make a real gospel impact. And so today I want us to think about how we could practically do that and how we could figure out what our one is. So the first point is this: focus on the impact you can make on an individual or an individual issue. I think it's so important when we realize we can't do everything, but we can do something. And the impact we could make on one person could have an incredible impact on lots of lives of people around us. And when we focus in on one person and what we can do for that one person, or how we can make a difference in just one issue, it makes a radical difference on the impact we can make. So rather than focus on the whole thing, focus on what you could do for one individual or in one issue. So how do you figure out what that is? Well, where do you feel God stirring your heart? I think a great question is, where do you feel God stirring your heart? There are so many great things that we can be a part of, so many people that we could help, but oftentimes God will put on our heart an individual or an issue. He kind of puts this stirring in there. And so if we will take some time to just quiet our hearts and our minds and listen to where God is leading, we can oftentimes feel Him moving our heart in a direction. And oftentimes that direction God's moving your heart is a great place to get started when it comes to loving your neighbor or making an impact in your community. So start where God is stirring your heart. Next, what resources had God blessed you with? You know, nobody has the capacity to do everything, but God has given you the capacity to do something. You may be a college student that is college broke, but you know what? God has given you the capacity of time and energy that you could pour in. You know, you may be older and your kids are gone and you may not have as much energy as you used to, but maybe God's given you some financial capacity to be a part of supporting. Or maybe He's just given you extra time that you didn't have before. Whatever that may be, don't ask what you don't have, but ask what you do have and how what you do have could be a blessing to those around you. And then finally, who can you partner with? None of us can make an impact alone. And some of the coolest ministry things I've seen happen in the church that have made an impact in the communities in which we've been in always came through smart, strategic partnerships. You know, we wanted to make an impact in kids and in kids who are experiencing food poverty. And so what did we do? We partnered with an organization that was already doing it well and found a way to increase the impact. When you feel God stirring your heart for something, He's probably stirring somebody else's heart too. And when you partner together, you're able to make a bigger impact and see the kingdom of God come to bear on your community. Just remember, we can't do everything, but take Andy's advice. Do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. And if you're looking for simple, practical ways that you can impact your community, check out some of the resources and training we have right here on the Kairos Network. Whether it's learning how to do Discovery Bible Study or learning to do spiritual conversations through Missionary Pathway, you can learn how you can engage with and make an impact on your community and share that unchanging gospel with an ever-changing world. And so if we can help, don't ever hesitate to reach out. And of course, you can check out more of these mission insights. These mission insights are designed to give you practical tips that you can implement right away in your community and in your context. So if this was a help to you, click like and subscribe, share it out with somebody else who could use it. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday right here on Mission Insights.